welcome back to another edition of Frequency Matters. I'm David Vai.
And I'm Pat Hindle.
And we're going to take a look at some of the editorial that's in the most recent edition of Microwave Journal, some industry events that are online, and some upcoming events.
We talked last episode about the January issue, which is an interactive issue. It's the first in the industry. It uses an augmented reality app called Layer. And it's kind of like you scan the page like you would a QR code, and it overlays digital information onto there, like videos, links to app notes and white papers, so you can really dive deeper into the material. We encourage everybody to try it out, scan a few pages, and let us know what you think. And diving further into some of the articles there's a lot of antenna technology mentioned in this issue. The cover feature talks about smart antennas for AESA radars. There's a EM scan system on there for doing very near field measurements for large antennas. And there's a continuation of our path to 5G that we've been covering over the past few months. And it's written by National Instruments, and it's kind of my new favorite term, massive MIMO. So it talks about how you could use hundreds of transceiver modules in an array for a system as opposed to the 4x4 or 8x8 MIMO that we talk about today. And finally, there's also a perspective piece in there written by Glenn Fields of MACOM, and it talks about the convergence of commercial AESA radar with military AESA radar. So it's kind of how those design techniques and devices are coming together, which is a theme that's kind of playing out.
Yeah, that theme of how phased array radars are kind of working their way into the commercial markets, and especially with the talk about what's going to happen with 5G. I think that is going to be built on top of technologies such as phased array radar. So I think we're seeing a convergence of systems such as 5G and a lot of the technology that's been developed for the military and defense. It's good to see those two coming together. And speaking of which, not to preview too far ahead of what we're doing editorially, but we have a very exciting opportunity we think we'll have lined up for our May issue, which is obviously the International Microwave Symposium edition, one of our biggest issues of the year. We'll kind of go more deep into what's happening in that area as well. We just found out this week that one of our guest speakers at the plenary session will be James Kimmery from National Instruments, and he wrote that piece that you talked about. So he'll be giving a keynote talk on 5G. We also have another speaker from China Mobile Research who is an expert on developments of 5G in China. So we kind of have this little mini talk on 5G that is going to be the keystone of our keynote talks at EDICon.
Right.
Some exciting stuff that's happening online. We had a good month for webinars that people should check out. If they didn't see it, catch it live. You can catch it on demand. A lot of test and measurement stuff. There was the field analyzers for radar analysis, system performance analysis by Anritsu.
Right. And
Agilent had two webinars, one on modulation analysis and another one that was carrier aggregation fundamentals, which is very important to LTE, and it's a complex topic and a lot of focus on that. So if you're just trying to get up the learning curve on that, I recommend that you go check it out on microwavejournal.com. And you moderated a webinar recently, didn't you?
Yeah, there was one by Freescale and Centera on transceiver linearization, so for small cell techniques. They really have a great solution with the Freescale PA and the Centera linearizer. You put that together, it's really a plug-and-play solution, so it doesn't go through a long design process and makes it low cost for small cells.
It was a popular article in terms of downloads, is the acquisition by Amatec of Tesic.
Right, yeah, in the news.
Yeah, so apparently I wasn't familiar with Amatec. It's a $3.5 billion company that manufactures electronic instruments and electromechanical devices. They bought Tesic for $53 million. Of course, Tesic is largely responsible for conducted and radiated EMC compliance test systems. Right. So that was kind of big news and was popular with downloads. And then we also had the executive interview that you edited.
Right, so I did an executive interview this month with Peter Reel of Analog Devices, and we really talk about their theme that they've been carrying on, antenna to bits. I really was impressed with the wide variety of devices that they offer, and they also have a very good online resource. They have a lot of modeling tools, a lot of app notes. You really can get a lot of information, much more than some of the other people, about their devices to design that. So it's a really interesting article, and they have some exciting new products coming out.
Okay, great stuff. So there's a lot of stuff on microwavejournal.com that I think you should check out. We've been having a lot of press conference calls with pre-Mobile World Congress information that's been fed to us, so we're anticipating a lot of more news
Right,
as we
yeah.
head into that show.
Yeah, I'd like to point out, though, there's a lot of pre-briefings that we were a part of products that will be released over the next month. There really is some revolutionary new products on the device side and the test side. So, I encourage everybody to watch the next few episodes. We're really going to cover some exciting new stuff.
Yeah, and I'm on my way out to DesignCon. I've been talking for a few episodes about that.
Yeah.
For EDICon, this was a very important week. We wrapped up putting the initial schedule together.
Right.
So for an overview, there's 86 technical papers, 30 workshops, 5 special panels. We'll be announcing details of the plenary session, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Dr. Professor Song from the Beijing University of Post and Telecommunications will be our chair emeritus and giving our opening talk. So a lot of exciting stuff there as well. I think that wraps it up for us. I'm David Vai.
I'm Pat Hindle, and we'd like to thank our sponsor, Mini Circuits. You can find out more about their products at minicircuits.com. This is Frequency Matters.